a long time ago, like way back, like in the 17 and 1800s, before we had cars, we had wagons and people on horseback. And one of the things that used to happen on horseback was the mail. And the people that delivered the mail were called the Pony Express. And so sometimes you wouldn't get your mail all in the same week. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too. So one day, the Pony Express mailman was going out delivering packages, and he thought, oh, do I want to go all the way out to Ida Red and Ida Blue's house? It looks like it's going to rain. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too. But he thought, they haven't had their letters since last week, so I better go check on them and see how they're doing. So he got on his horse with his mail bag, and he rode, and he's going, and it's getting darker and darker outside. But he thinks, oh, I can make it back, I can make it back. And he goes across the creek. There's like a little tiny bridge that he goes across the creek. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too. So he goes across the bridge, and finally he sees Ida Red and Ida Blue's house, and he delivers her mail. And he says, well, I know you haven't had a letter since last week, and I knew you'd want to get it, but now it looks like rain, so I better turn around and hurry back across the creek. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too. So the Pony Express mailman turns around. He goes really fast, he gallops super fast trying to beat it, but guess what happened? When he got to the creek, it was flooded. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too. So even though he didn't want to, he had to turn his horse around and go all the way back to Ida Red and Ida Blue's house. And he knocked on the door, and he was totally soaking wet. And he said, well, I guess I'm stuck. Down the road and across the creek, can't get a letter but once a week. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida too.